Hi, guys. So great to see you. Welcome to the festival. Exciting or what?
Thank you. So exciting. This is my first time to Fantasia, unbelievably.
It
That is
is.
unbelievable.
It's very strange that you haven't been here before.
Very strange.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah,
Um,
okay, that is very strange indeed, but you're here now, and I gotta
Yes,
tell you
finally.
something, guys. I don't think I could love this movie anymore.
oh,
Oh my God, I want to burst into tears thinking about it. It was beautiful. It was
Oh,
honestly, it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, Ant, I got to start with you because clearly this is your second collaboration with Elijah. We know he's a pretty good guy. We know he's a pretty good actor. You made a film with him a few years ago, but you and your co-writer wrote this with him in mind.
yes.
Why?
He, love it or hate it, Elijah has become our avatar that we use as a vessel for all our male insecurities. And we just hang everything on him as our personal baggage conductor. So Toby and I, yeah, it was written for Elijah. I mean, anyone else in this role, it would fall off the rails pretty quickly. Elijah just brings so much warmth, humanity, empathy, vulnerability, makes it sort of what could be a caricature, a very human, fleshed out person that we can align with and understand his wants and needs really easily. So we just had fun writing it. I mean, it all stemmed from everything Toby and I do usually stems from some basis of reality, either whether it's a personal crisis or there's been some sort of familial trauma. We amplify it and use it to comedic effect, whether it's dark comedy and Come to Daddy or kind of light general entertainment comedy and Bookworm. We just we like finding those sort of foibles within ourselves and then just making fun of them, to be honest. It's as simple as that. But also to make a family movie that is genuinely a real throwback to family movies that I grew up with.
100%.
It doesn't feel pandering. It's not preachy. There's not a message to take home. It's very much a film that sits right in the middle that, hopefully 8, 9-year-olds can dig it just as much as anyone 35 plus or whatever. So it just feels like, I used to call it general entertainment movies, right? There was no fast food tie-ins. There weren't any toys for these films. They were things like Wilderness Family, Benji. They were just staples of my growing up, like just great, good, fun, solid cinema that, that just didn't pander to the audiences. Yeah, so I grew up loving those films, but also parallels, like as a kid, the freedom we had as kids in New Zealand, where we didn't have GPS tags on us. There was no technology. We were free to roam the wilderness, no parental supervision. And so the film hopefully captures a little bit of that magic and nostalgia for people old enough to remember where we weren't shackled down with Starlinks on our backs.
Yeah. Oh, it sure does. Elijah, honestly, every role you do better and better and better. My God, this guy's strong to me. Like fit you like a glove. When you read this, when you were first given this, what was your feeling about it? Because even everything down to his look and his heart and oh my, okay, I'm sorry. I just can't stop going on about this movie, but tell me a little bit about relating to this guy.
Thank you. Well, look, I love the script. Leapt at the chance to work with Ant again, the same creative team essentially from Come to Daddy. So I was, when Ant sent me the script first, I was already in love with the idea. And then I read it and fell in love with it further. Toby's a wonderful writer. Their collaborations are always really wonderful.
Yeah.
With really unique, odd characters that are incredibly three-dimensional. And Strawn was no exception. Very funny, but also a relatable human when you sort of strip away the kind of pomp and circumstance,
Yes.
So drawn in by this person posturing and trying to be this, incredible dad magician for his daughter, and drawn further in by seeing this guy who's incredibly vulnerable thrust into a scenario that he's, incapable of dealing with in front of a daughter that he doesn't want to be seen as vulnerable to, right? Exactly. So it's all those things that are kind of delicious and exciting and fun. And, they write really great protagonist odd male characters that that kind of lend themselves to a real fun visual flair too. So like
Yes.
wardrobe, the hair and makeup, like all of these things are baked into the concept and it sort of engage a really fun process of finding who this person is, and that's also really delicious. Like it's really wonderful as an actor to sort of be able to put on elements to disappear into something a little bit and to go beyond what is a comfort zone and sort of stretch a little bit. So that aspect of it is also just so much fun, you know.
Yeah. And do you have a little magic up your sleeve? Have you ever tried it before?
So for the movie, I mean, I've done like years and years ago, learn basic card tricks, right?
Yeah.
But obviously for the film, he has to sort of be a believable magician, illusionist. So I
Yes.
actually trained with this guy called Mike Pisciato, who is an amazing magician who's actually a resident at the Magic Castle in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
He's on staff there. He's extraordinary. His close-up magic is his thing. And so for me, the fundamental was just that Strawn looked believable, holding a deck of cards, playing with a deck of cards, moving the cards in his hands, fanning them, shuffling them. Because there aren't any kind of really elaborate tricks that I had to learn for the film. The primary thing is just like for anything that he's got that involves cards, just that it looks like I know my way around them, and that I don't look like an actor playing a magician. So that was
Yeah.
key and,
Yeah.
and important to me. Ant had sent me a number of videos from months prior to going to New Zealand
Just do these.
that were like, here, try learning. And they were relatively complex. There's that one woman on
She's
Instagram
amazing. Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah.
But I was suddenly like heart palpitations, overwhelmed, like, fuck, I don't know that I can deliver this. Thankfully, I did have a little bit of time, and Mike was an amazing tutor.
Okay, we can't talk about this movie without addressing the fabulous Nell Fisher. So, and this young, how did you find her? I mean, every word that came out of her mouth, I wanted to just give her a big hug. She was like spectacular. And the relationship between, you know, Elijah, your character, and her, like it just worked so well. So, and how did you find this girl? What a treasure, honestly.
She is, I mean, she's truly one of a kind. Like, I think she's going to be a superstar. And that's such a cliche thing to say about a young child actor, but she's going to be massive because we searched for like 300 kids through the audition process, and now just popped pretty early on. It was like really apparent, like this kid's got something very special about her. And then we got down to a very small list, and she did a great chemistry read with Elijah. It was all through Zooms at that stage. And then it was just like I talked to Lee Cronin. She had just started in Evil Dead Rise. Shot in New Zealand, and they had put her through the ringer on that film. And it was all because mostly I was concerned. I knew she was going to be a great actor. It was the the demands of being a lead for so long in the wilderness.
Oh, yes.
As a child, I thought that's a huge ask on anybody. So let alone a child. So I just wanted to make sure that she was going to be hardy enough. And he just said, look, just hire her on the spot. She's incredible. She's a trooper. She's everything you want and more. And she just kept exceeding expectations. She was so well prepped. Like when I got lost in the script looking for like where I needed to be, she would be the first person to shout out the scene number, the bit of dialogue that we needed. Like she knew the script inside and out better than anybody on set, except for this dude. And then, but managed to go toe to toe with a Hollywood star who's been doing it since he was 5. Like it's just jaw dropping, the confidence of someone that young to just walk on set, feel like I belong here. I'm going to smash it. She didn't show any insecurities at all on that side. She was fully fleshed out. Knew the character inside and out. She shares lots of traits with Mildred. She's a real bookworm. Like We all played word of the day with her. She'd come to set with an incredibly unknown word that none of us knew. She gave us the meaning, the origin of it all.
Wow.
She was just like, she was a little bit of Mildred, like across the board.
Yeah, Elijah, I wanted to ask you about working with her because I was just going to
Yeah.
mention that. I mean, you've been doing this since you were a little guy. Did you give her advice about being a child actor? Did she even need it? And I wanted to know about your instant chemistry with her because I want to see more buddy movies with the two of you. That's all I have.
Fun. Oh, that's fun. You're not the first to suggest that, actually, which is really lovely to hear. Look, I've worked a few times with young actors as an adult. And I don't think of myself as an adult in that way. And I certainly wouldn't ever feel like I need to interject any advice. Look, I mean, she felt like a peer. She came so prepared. You know, so I don't know that I dynamically felt like her elder really,
Yeah.
but she reminded me of me, I guess. I think she, you know.
Were you sarcastic as a little kid? Were you,
No.
did you? No? Okay.
No. And she isn't necessarily either as a human
The
being.
character, obviously,
But
her
just
delivery. Wow.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
But like what she reminded me of me was just someone that was extremely prepared, kind of almost like an adult in her professionalism, her awareness of the world around her, her ability to sort of turn on and turn off these things that were sort of familiar to me.
Yeah.
She was extraordinarily experienced, and it made my job so much easier to sort of portray this guy that's, you know, ultimately my character's on the back feet. I'm not there as a guide to her at all. You know,
Exactly.
to the contrary, she's really leading and is often leading in those scenes.
Yeah.
And that was a joy to play. She made that dynamic so easy and fun.
Yeah.
She was just a bright light for all of us to have around. She was awesome.
So just to wrap it up, Elijah, I gotta know, being back in that location, in that wilderness, did it bring back some deja vu for you?
I mean, certainly, we even had some crew members from Rings that were on our crew, which was so wonderful to see them and work with them again. Like Karin, our boom operator, was also on Rings. It was great. It was wonderful to be back in New Zealand. I had wanted to get back to visit and to be able to go there to shoot something else was just a joy. It felt like, I mean, I've spent so much time there over the years that
Yes,
it
you
does
have.
feel like a second home. There's a part of my heart that certainly resides in New Zealand.
Of course.
So it did feel like coming home in a way, and to be able to share that with my family and kids, like that part of it was really special. The places that we got to stay while we were making it, one of the houses that we stayed in, there was a river kind of walking distance to where our house was, and my son wanted to say goodnight to the river every night. Like getting to see them enjoy the verdant nature of New Zealand and just be out in it was a real joy as well.
Yeah, well, listen, you bring us joy with everything that you do. And guys, keep your collaborations going because they are working. I can't, like I said at the top, I can't say enough about this movie. It really, really touched my heart so much. And you're so, the two of you, and it's wonderful. So thank you so much for your time today, guys. Have fun at the Fantasia Festival. And Elijah, we need you back here in Toronto. We haven't seen you in a while.
I know it's been a while. I miss Toronto. I love that city. It's great.
We know. Thank you guys for your time. Appreciate it. Best of luck with everything. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.